Yo, this is Slick Sam, and you're watching Slick Sam Sells You, the show where we sell you to advertisers, which is the entire point of YouTube if you didn't know. We're playing a little game where the trick is, whenever you see an ad, you tell us what it was about, and then we use that to decide what our next game is gonna be. We'll never play the same game twice, and we don't really know what we're doing. First things first though, let's get into the data that we gathered from last time. It looks like Genshin Impact takes away the crown today. A bit of a dark horse from our previous videos, I didn't think it was actually gonna get up there. Followed closely by Illusion Connect, which I am warned is some kind of adults-only game, which was gonna require a lot of editing. Over in the broad category, we have Car, which I am unfairly lumping as just everything having to do with cars. Facebook took a surprising lead today, whereas Google actually laid off and didn't advertise themselves nearly as much. We also had reports, which I didn't list here, from people saying they got an anti-sexism PSA from a skincare company, which if you ask me was just a complete missed opportunity. They should have been doing anti-racist ads. Skincare company, we care about your skin, but in a positive way. Call me next time, guys, I'll set up your advertising. Anyway, Genshin Impact is free, asterisk, with some fishy details behind that, but we'll focus on that over the course of the video. For now, let's go over the rules of our game. Rule number 1 is the most important. There is a chip installed in my dog, and I fear what Google would do with that if I angered them. So 1, do not do anything out of the ordinary. If you don't like an ad, then you don't have to watch it. Go ahead and skip it as usual. Never ever click on an ad unless you are legitimately interested in that product, okay? All I need for you to do is just tell me what ad you saw. That's it. Number 2, don't try to rewatch the video over and over again just hoping to get ads. We'll do more videos, you'll get more chances to tell me what ads you saw if you really want to contribute to that process. That said, I think at this point that there's no way that our videos are actually going to change the ads that you see. They all seem to be personalized to you by our estimation. So for those of you who've been turning off your ad block, if you want to go back to turning that off, feel free. It's no problem. We're just going to use the data to figure out what game to play next because that's how we started this whole thing. Finally, here's our twist for today. Last time we asked you guys to tell us what your recommended next video was that wasn't one of our videos, and we had practically no overlapping answers. There was zero commonality. So now I want to see if we can produce any kind of commonality. Does anyone have a shared experience on YouTube? I think that if we went to the search bar and if we looked for something very controversial, like say politics, we might all get different results. But let's see if we can get the same result by looking up something that's kind of innocuous and has no intrinsic meaning. Let's say a random word like marigold. What I want you guys to do this time is just type in marigold in the search bar, check and see what the first 2 videos are, and then tell us what those are. Here's mine. It's some kind of music video thing. So let's see, do you guys get the same thing, or are we even seeing different results on innocuous things like this? I'm legitimately curious to know. And now, because some of you report that my manic, non-stop energy is a little bit grating over the span of 20 minutes, I'm gonna hand the keys over. Take it away, guys.
Hello, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray. And we're scientists, yes!
That's Peyton.
And today, before we dive into our game, let's talk about where we're at with our theories right now. So let's start with what we know. First of all, we know that Google gathers data on everyone. We're not sure to the exact extent, but it's very wildly far-reaching, and their apps might even be listening to stuff through your phone and elsewhere. They know your location, your immediate family, and quite intentionally a lot of your habits. So when you're on YouTube, you are the product. You are the company's inventory and what they're selling to make money. As long as your eyes are on this website, they can direct your attention towards advertising, and that's what we mean when we say that we're selling you. We're selling your time and attention to an advertiser. But here's where things get interesting for our experiment. When we changed our content to Assassin's Creed, we assumed that because we were showcasing a product related to one of our larger advertisers, the result would be that you guys would see more ads related to Assassin's Creed. However, this was not at all the case. The game we played had basically no bearing whatsoever on the types of ads that you saw. In fact, moving on to Plague MD, which is a basically unheard of indie game, we got an even broader variety of ads reported by you guys, fewer of which were related to medicine, which prompted us to play the game in the first place. So, how does this work? Well, first things first, I think that our YouTube channel is not even really part of the equation. Now, when we see the term influencer thrown around, I think that's just a little sleight of hand from Google. Our channel doesn't seem to be influential on what you see at all. And since a lot of YouTubers are just sort of reacting to content to get lots of videos out, it's maybe not even necessarily right to call it content creation. The way I might think of YouTubers from now on is to call them shipping containers. If you guys imagine yourselves as being products, then when you're watching a video on my channel, you are a large group of products that is sitting in a container called Done Somewhere. Whenever YouTube wants to make a sale, They bid the contents of that container off to the advertisers, and then they sell those products to whoever won the bid. This is a simple way of thinking about it, but it gets more complicated. Of course, you're not all sold together as an entire unit, as it would have been with traditional TV. You're all seeing different ads. Your attention is contained on my channel, but you're sold individually. And that's where it gets a little scary, because we like to think tribally. We don't like to think of ourselves as products in the shipping container of Dawn Somewhere with unique serial codes. We think of ourselves as Dawn Somewhere fans, or as Republicans or Democrats or Americans or Europeans or whatever, as collective units, because that's how we developed as a species. But the computers think of us all as our individual serial numbers. So for some of you, I saw that you really liked your ads and you were interested in the products. For others, especially for those who normally have an ad blocker on, I saw complaints that the ads were irrelevant to you, even annoying or frustrating. So what's likely happening is because so many of you are turning off your ad blocker for this experiment, we're seeing a larger variety of ads because Google is struggling to figure out, without any starting data, what kinds of advertisements you guys will actually watch. Now, the other thing that was interesting to me is that after the last video, it appears that there's almost no overlap for the recommended videos. That means that, yes, our channel has zero influence there as well, and whatever you're seeing is built around your personal serial number. Though you may be watching this or other videos with thousands of other people, from the perspective of the machine, you exist in a dark void with just you and the machine knows your name.
What a great analysis, Ray, I think, anyway. I especially like how you started to do an animation, then remembered it was really expensive and gave up after you had about 30 seconds of it. Top-notch stuff.
Thanks, Sam, I think.
But after all that, it's now time for a commercial break. So everyone, please remember the rules. Don't click on an ad unless you're genuinely interested in it, and you don't have to watch the ad. You can skip it if you feel inclined, and that's what you should do if you don't like it. Just let us know what you saw if you see it. And that's all we need. Put it in the comments below. Here we go!
So anyway,
This isn't Bloob's game, this is Waifu game, yes.
yeah, we were slightly misinformed, not by anyone, just by ourselves, what exactly Genshin Impact was.
We thought it was bored.
Apparently that is still an option. We were told Illusion Connect is what we were thinking of.
This game does apparently have a dress-up component, though.
You know what else it has as a component? A hilarious cutscene at the beginning, so let's go back to that, and you guys can experience it with us from our own minds.
There once was a time, in the recent past, when there was a brother and sister who both looked like girls. They could travel between worlds, or dimensions, or something, until their journey was stopped by a red radio signal in the sky. From within that signal emerged a dangerous white lady with the unfathomable power to control 3D placeholder cubes. The brother was not important. The sister was named.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
No,
Blondie.
Lieutenant Blondie. No, Lieutenant Blondie.
They won't let me do his space. You can't be a lieutenant.
Ernest Borgnine.
Blonde 9.
Oh, that's stupid.
Okay, fine. We're going with Ernest.
The girl's name was Ernest Blonde 9.
No! Placeholder cubes!
Oh, we lost our brother to the default object in Blender.
And so anyway, Paimon, that's how my life got flipped turned upside down. Here's a drawing of the lady. It's not, For one thing, I don't think her boobs are this big, but well, you get the idea. And that's how the game started, but hang on. You guys have got to listen to this Paimon character, oh my god.
Yeah, Paimon really owes you for that. Otherwise, Paimon likely would have drowned. So Paimon will do her best to be a great guy.
Strangle Paimon, yes.
But caller, Paimon is our friend and guide. We can't complete our adventure without Paimon to guide us.
It's my adventure, okay? If I say strangle Paimon, then strangle Paimon. Now strangle Paimon!
Oh god. But seriously, I hope we can kill this character at some point.
Definitely not gonna happen. We are out of luck.
Yeah, so anyway, they established you can climb, and you can pick all the leaves and the flowers and everything, and then I climbed up a cliff and found enemies at level 10, and I guess I'm too weak for that right now. So, punished immediately.
It's supposed to be some kind of open world game, so I don't know. Maybe it's a good sign you quickly wandered into somewhere you don't belong.
Sure, I mean, I don't know. It's a bad sign when they kick you off with this stupid jester character, and you just...
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll grow on you. It must. Apparently this game has international acclaim.
Yeah, so that's the thing. This game, Genshin Impact, available now for free, asterisk.
The asterisk thing is something worth considering, because this is, it's a Chinese company. And, you know...
Yeah.
I mean, there's no proof of anything, but it's just sort of like... The government can take over industries and do whatever they want at any time, and...
Yeah, there was actually an issue with this game originally where their anti-cheat software never turned off. And they said that was a glitch, that they did patch that out, but it is still...
I mean, most likely, it's probably just your basic data harvesting stuff, you know, they're gathering data on you. Because the other thing that this does is it has a launcher, and then the launcher runs as a background process, and I don't know why, because as far as I can tell, the launcher does nothing but launch Genshin Impact, so...
Right, so why does the launcher need to stay on all the time?
Classic case of if you're getting your product for free, you are the product, I know. No, there's a bunch of microtransactions, yes, the game is totally pay to win. Well, that doesn't justify the launcher being on all the time, though. Why do I have to specifically go out of my way to exit out of that? I'm just saying it's not free, it's like a casino.
Well, anyway, which one of them do you suppose is the Genshin, and when do they impact?
That is such a mom and dad thing to say.
Mom and Dad just can't see the Genshin Impact swirls on every cinnamon toast.
Okay, so I looked up what Genshin was, and it's a guy. Like, it's a Buddhist monk, I guess.
Alright, so when do we impact with him?
I don't know. I didn't play far enough to find out when we collide with a Buddhist monk. No, it's abstract, you guys. Genshin has had an impact on the development of this game, yes. What? No, that's dumb. That's like if you made a game and you called it the Terry Pratchett Impact. I don't think...
Well, you couldn't do that, because I think Terry Pratchett still has an estate.
Well, okay, so you call it the Abraham Lincoln Impact, and it's not about Abraham Lincoln.
Well, there must be a cutoff point when someone is dead for long enough that you can just use their name and no one associates it with anything, so it just sounds right.
Well, who's in American culture so far dead? The King George Impact.
No, that might still be too recent, too familiar.
Okay, less familiar. How about the Aaron Burr Impact? Actually, that one works.
Yeah, see, there you go. There's enough people who maybe don't know about Aaron Burr that they'd be like, oh, the Aaron Burr Impact.
And they would never be bothered that you don't run into Aaron Burr.
Yeah, sure, it's whatever. And then you base the game on, I don't know, taking over a territory that looks very similar to Louisiana.
Or on treason, yes.
Yeah, whatever. Maybe I'd call it the Burr experience or something like that, though.
Man, I have such a hard time when I play these open-ended games like this to not immediately wander off the beaten path and go do something besides what I'm being told to do.
Well, it can be fun, right? To see how powerful you get before you have to do the very first task of the game.
There's always a tutorial boss or something like that, and then if you show up and you're max level...
Why, hail, yon warrior! Allow me to teach you how to raise your axe, and oh god!
I summon God from my fist!
You could think of that as maybe being like a Goku simulator. You know what it's like to show up on Namek when everyone else is still struggling with Frieza.
Here, watch as I just flip into Super Saiyan.
Beat the absolute heck out of the Ginyu Force.
Behold, we are given a gift far greater than the placeholder cube. An orb! Oh, sphere is next level stuff. I think even stronger than that is the donut.
Yeah, a lot of Blender tutorials do donut, and then donut with sprinkles, and I think maybe donut with texture? I'm not sure the exact order.
So if we acquire a donut with sprinkles, we're basically set to spring our brother from the cube.
I mean, that's assuming that the cube doesn't have some kind of primordial power as the default object.
Obviously it does. It turned your brother into cubes, yes. Maybe it has the power to turn all hard work into default objects. Got Paimon talking to us again. Shut up, Paimon! Yeah, you know, talking to yourself worked for Raziel and Kane.
We just need our main character to rise to the level of arrogance that she talks to herself more than other people.
It would be better than talking to Paimon. I don't get why Paimon speaks in the third person. Is it a disorder? She's perfectly fluent otherwise. It has to be one of those we taught her wrong as a joke situations, yes. Well, the only other possibility is that Paimon is a cave person. That's what cartoons teach us, right? That's accurate. What's accurate is our timing with these ads. Plus or minus 60 seconds. It's time for another set of ads. Remember the rules. If you see an ad, you don't have to watch it unless you're interested in it. Do not click it unless you are interested in the product. Just tell us what you see down in the comments, along with what you got on the search results for Marigold. Here we go.
So, just as another reminder, if you guys have ad block on, you can keep it on. We're just going to use the ads to figure out what game we play next, because we don't think that we can really change what ads you'll see through our videos.
Yeah, it wouldn't be science to decide that after only 3 videos. It looks pretty overwhelmingly the case. So, I guess we can keep doing it for the sake of data and also so we know what to play. Because I'll be honest, I haven't really broken out of my little gaming shell in a long time, and this exercise has led me to download all kinds of things.
Some of which of dubious trustability.
And I'm sure we're gonna have some untrustworthy games to come.
All this lack of trust could be yours right now. Genshin Impact, free, asterisk, on their own website, yes.
Yeah, not paying the Steam toll on all their microtransactions.
So I know this is kind of old news, but I just want to loop back on that cutscene we did. I pulled out the music software for that one. Scratch built some stuff there.
I mean, anyone with a good ear should probably know we made that ourselves.
I know, I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm enjoying this whole concept, and I feel kind of invigorated by it all. Like, we haven't done animations in a long time, and it's just really nice whenever I get an opportunity to dust that stuff off.
Well, it's so weird with YouTube because that quality that you add doesn't really do anything for the success of your video. Everybody loves it, it doesn't help.
We are gonna crack this algorithm yet. It's coming. It's coming. Soon, YouTube Masters, top of YouTube, doing everything we always wanted to do.
Yeah, sure, yes.
Oh yeah, Peyton, where are we with the latest videos? We've been blowing up, right?
About 1,000 views on the first one, I think.
Bam! 1,000 views.
We used to do like 3,000 on the Legacy of Kain videos, yes.
Well, alright, it's a rebuilding process. You know, first we rebuild, then top of YouTube.
Then animation.
Then we bring down our empire with the animations.
Well, I don't know, Vivzy did really well.
Vivzy took Hazbin Hotel, like, okay, there's a whole discussion to have with her, and she just, like, pivoted right off of YouTube, and she's going to a studio now.
Well, good for her. That's the way to go. Get to the top of YouTube, and then just jump! Jump as high as you can go, and don't look back.
YouTube would do the same to you. Genshin Impact can be yours for free, asterisk, on their website, Genshin Impact.
We haven't really done a lot in this game since we got started, yes.
Yeah, well, it's not in a real hurry to get us anywhere. Or we're not in a real hurry to go anywhere. It might be my fault.
So do either of you guys think that with the Marigold search result that we're gonna see a lot of difference?
You know, I don't know. With something like that, you'd think that we'd all get the same result. You look up Marigold and it's like the exact same videos. Why would they be different?
Well, we know that using this channel, there's mostly just music being browsed, so you look up Marigold and you get music.
But what else is gonna turn up under that name? See, I don't know, I'm curious. I expect it all to be the same, but it's also really possible we're gonna see a lot of different results.
Well, what are you hoping for? Like in the context of this experiment?
I don't know for sure. Because if everyone gets a different result, and your experience on YouTube is individual to the point to where we can't even find the same videos by typing stuff in randomly, then we're all truly kind of in a black box, and there's I don't know, I can't open it.
That's probably the point, actually.
It might be. But you know what? I think them focusing so much on individual users is something that's more recent. Originally, they were trying to grow channels and show off, for example, PewDiePie as their flagship. Like, they actually owned him. But the problem was that PewDiePie wasn't talented, per se, and I know he has fans that get upset when you say this sort of thing. But PewDiePie wasn't really a comedian or a singer, he couldn't animate, he didn't really have any skills that he'd built that he could fall back on. And so as his viewership started to drop away because YouTube started going in different directions, all he could really do was make controversy and throw out tons more videos. So he would just say or do things that were really ill-advised, just for the views. And then it would get in the news, and it would be this horrible PR black eye for YouTube because he was their flagship or whatever. And now you don't really see them championing anybody, in particular anyway.
So you think that all the related video has nothing to do with you, because of stuff with PewDiePie?
Yeah, I think that they may have decided that the less they allow the influencers to actually influence anything, the safer they would be. But then again, I guess there's also a really good case just for efficiency if you focus on each individual person, assuming you had the resources to do that.
Well, there's no reason they couldn't have considered both.
I guess. But to be honest, they probably are just following the money, and then trapping people into their own little universes is more lucrative.
Okay, so to go back to the start of this, what's your plan? Like, what are you gonna do going forward with what you've got?
Okay, so now I'm actually hoping that maybe we'll find out that everybody sees the same videos with Marigold, because that means that something innocuous is the same for all of us. And then we can try something more controversial, like something political, and then see how different it is for everybody. Then once we've got those two extremes, we can maybe kind of go up and down the scale a little bit and see how much variance there is. But if we start off, if everybody looks at Marigold and gets a bunch of wildly different things, then that means that everything is different and nobody sees the same stuff when they search things on YouTube.
Hey, this dragon is kinda cool, yes. It's pretty. I hope we get to stab it.
This looks like some kind of late game boss monster. We probably don't stab it right away.
We're never gonna get to stab it. We're almost at the end of the video. Are you gonna keep playing this once we're done?
I mean, I do like an RPG with a leveling system, but then apparently you have to pay if you want to level up very fast, and I usually get really bored in those kind of schemes. But then again, I did play MapleStory for like ever.
Maybe you play this game if they add in a boat where you can talk to other players, yes.
Yeah, that was one of the most ingenious things that MapleStory did. I made every single one of my friends in that game sitting on that stupid boat they had.
Did you know they removed it? Because people complained it was boring, yes?
The fools. Why would they do that?
Well, it's not as though we can speculate on everyone else's games forever. Genshin Impact, available for free, asterisk. Have you ever been playing an MMO and you thought to yourself, man, this would be a lot better if I was by myself, but I could still pay to win? Well, Genshin Impact has got you covered. It includes cherubs. You love cherubs. Dragons. Pretty dragons. All the splendor of nature wrapped up into one winged creature. And while you can save time by paying your hard-earned adult money for advancement in the game, your kids will be able to relate to these characters because most of them seem to be only about as smart as 8-year-olds. How can you possibly go wrong? Genshin Impact, they're literally giving it away. Asterisk. It sounds almost too good to be true. Genshin Impact. Thanks for joining us, everyone. There might be another ad at the end of this video. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. You can leave your ad blocker on. You can skip the ads, all that jazz. But report what you did see, if you saw anything, in the comments so we know what game to play next time. And remember, follow the rules. Don't click anything unless you're interested legitimately in the product. Don't force yourself to watch, yada yada, you know the drill. That's it. You guys have been great. Slick Sams!